So alright guys, we have the last function transfer funds. This is last but not the least function. In fact, it's probably going to be the largest one of them. So so far we've been able to build all the functions and everything seems to be working properly. Although we've removed a lot of checks and most of the things that a real bank will have to do, we didn't really do, just to show a basic idea of how to use function. So so in this part we are going to, so what we want to do is transfer funds, right? We want to transfer funds to a certain account from our own account, and we're not going to check also here, we're not going to do the checks. In fact, just bear in mind, wherever it is that you see something going wrong, like it's like I'm not checking whether the person's account is valid or he has the amount, this is just because I want to save time and we don't want to implement something. And when we get to building projects, we're going to build a real banking application that will do all the necessary checks as much as we can. We try our best. All right. So what is transferring funds? It actually just means to remove money from your account and send it to someone else's account, which means your account gets debited and then the target account gets created. So let's say what we want to first do here is that so we want to collect your account number. So let's say user account number is equals to um input. Please, I want to begin them. Enter your account number. Enter your account number. All right. So if they enter the account number, then we're going to see that they should enter the target. Target amount. Let's call this amount to transfer. Let's say it's equals to input. Let's say it's equals to int input enter amount. Enter amount you want to transfer. Right. So and then so target account number, the account number you want to transfer to. So let's say recipient account number equals to input enter the receivers account number, or let's call this destination. Let's leave it as receivers. Okay, it doesn't matter. We have the recipient account number, we have the user account number. So what do we do? So in this case, we are going to just debit the user, that is the user's account number. We're going to debit it with this amount, and then we credit the recipient account with that same amount. So how do we do that? It's simple, right? Since we already have our debit and credit function. So as far as all we have to do is just try to debit is equals to debit account what. So we debit the user account number, right? So you say user account number, and then which what amount to transfer. We want to remove the amount to transfer from the account, amount to transfer, right? So now we're going to we try to debit, right? So if try to debit was successful, so if try to debit, try to debit is exactly equals to true. That is, if we are able to debit successfully, then what we transfer, right? So then we now try to transfer is equals to credit account user sorry, okay, so recipient account number, and then amount to transfer, amount to transfer. All right, so what am I doing here? I said so far what I did is, let me just separate this a little bit so that it becomes visible. So I tried to debit the user's account, so I debit the account of the user, and then if it was successful, if debiting that account was successful, then we try to transfer the account. So we credit the recipient account number with the amount of money you want to transfer it. So now if that was successful, then we're going to tell them now if try to transfer is exactly equals to true, that is it was successful, transfer was successful, then we should say all right, so we could print let's print this, control C. I'm getting lost in my own code. So in real life, when you're writing code, you want to separate it into multiple files so that you don't have to write a lot of codes in one file. But I'm just doing this just for demonstration. When we get to building our projects, you will see all those best practices. So let's say um, transfer was successful. All right, transfer was successful. So transfer was successful. So if something else happened for some certain reason, so we could say else, that's if it failed. I don't know how it could fail, but for a right reason it is if it fails. Let's say transfer failed. Also for this if condition, if 30 debits failed also, else we could say, that is if we try to debit the account but it didn't work, we could say what we'll say control V, sorry, we couldn't process your transfer. All right, so at this point we've actually successfully built our transfer funds program. So let's try all right, so let's try running our program and see what happens. Okay, still running, so let's exit 5, exit. All right, so clear. All right, so build the transfer funds function. So let's run the program again. Python function backing program with py. So what do we want to do? We want to transfer money to a user, right? So let's first check the account balance of both users. Let's say check balance for check balance of 002 70,000 naira, right? So now since what we want to do is also credit, we want to transfer money to 001. Let's also check its account balance just to confirm that everything's working fine. So for I want to check balance also for which account, 001. All right, so the account has 30,000 naira as of now. All right, so the next thing is we want to transfer funds. So let's click on 3, enter account number. That's my account, the account I want to, this is the account I want to remove the money from and send it to some other account. So that's 002. I want to remove money from account 002 and transfer to some other account. So I didn't really put the colon here and it's not looking good, but enter amount you want to transfer. I want to transfer let's fix this. So this was supposed to look like this, but it's looking a little rough. So enter amount you want to transfer, let's say 15,000. Seriously, I think we should fix this. Transfer funds. So this was my mistake. Let's just make it fancy. Although it will work even if we don't do this, but not for just visibility sake or legibility if I'm missing. All right, so So let's say 1 to 15,000. Enter receiver's account number 001. All right. Says transfer was successful. So let's check balance of 001 and see whether they've received more money. For 001, all right, it says now we have 45,000 naira from 30,000 naira. And then when we check the balance of what 002, or check balance of 002, what do we have now? From 70,000 they are back down to 55,000. So this brings us to the end of our program, and I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Um, Seriously, I won't terminate the program now. I'm coming. Let's test whether this is fine now. Let's try again. Let's run this. Let's say 3 transfer funds. Okay, so now I think it's working fine. Enter account number 002. I want to transfer 30k 3,000 naira. Receivers account number 001. Transfer successful. So let's check balance of 001. 001. What do we have? That's 30,000 naira. So everything's working fine. So this brings us to the end of our program, and before I end this, let me just give us a quick recap of what we've done so far. So we've been able to we created 5 functions in this program. I think 5 or 6. Let's see. So we have main, deposit funds, withdraw funds, transfer funds, check balance, credit account, debit account, and then each of them performs their individual action. So at this point, I will save this program and I'll actually put it on my GitHub, so in case if you want to access it and look at the source code and try to build your own. But I do encourage that you try to build this on your own, and then also you probably make it better, like making conditional checks to see if the account has the amount of money it wants to transfer and stuff like that. But at this point, I'm going to have to stop this. I think this is already long enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. See you in the next part.